said. He went back into the TARDIS, telling us to stay where we were. While we were waiting for him to return, I noticed Victoria staring at the sand in her hand. "Are you all right?" She nodded. "I was remembering the day Father and I went to the seaside. I took off my shoes and walked down to the water in my bare feet. The sea smelled like nothing I'd ever known before. It was cold, even though the sun was shining." She smiled, but I could see there was sadness in her face too. "I had sand in between my toes, all the way home." I gave her shoulder a squeeze. Then the doctor came back out of the TARDIS, holding something I'd hoped he wouldn't find again. "Oh, no, not that thing. Thought you'd given it up." "A great musician never gives up his instrument," the doctor said, waving his wee recorder. "This has proven very useful over the years." "Ah, very useful. Give us a headache," I replied, winking at Victoria. The doctor snorted at me. He actually snorted at me. "Watch and learn," he said, putting the infernal thing to his lips. He gave a short toot, and then leaned forward, tilting one ear away from the TARDIS. "If you're waiting for applause," I said, "it could be a way off." "Jamie, shush," Victoria said. "The doctor's listening for something. Aren't you, Doctor?" "I would do if the two of you could stop talking for a minute." Charming, I thought, but held my wisht. The doctor gave a fresh toot on his recorder, listened, and then stepped forward 2 paces. Another toot, another 2 paces, going left this time. He gestured at Victoria and me to follow in his footsteps. The farther away we went from the TARDIS, the darker it got. Soon I had to put my hand on the doctor's shoulder to make sure he was still in front of me, and Victoria took my hand so we didn't get separated. After what felt like forever, the doctor stopped. "Ah, here we are," he said. "Where exactly?" I asked. It was too dark to see much of anything. "This is the way out," the doctor said. "We just need to clear the sand away from this door and it should open." "But what were you doing with your recorder?" Victoria asked. "Using it as a kind of radar." Sometimes I think the doctor makes up these names. A what? Radar. It stands for Radio Detection and Ranging. Victoria and I didn't bother saying anything. Wait long enough and the doctor will always explain himself. Always. "Look, you know how bats fly in the dark at night, but never bump into anything? Well, they make tiny, high-pitched noises. These noises hit whatever's in front of them and bounce back. The bats listen for these echoes and use them to navigate away in the dark. I was just doing the same." He gave another toot on his recorder. "See?" "Shh," I said. There was another sound in the distance, something familiar. I couldn't place it, but I'd definitely heard it before. "Don't you shush me, Jamie McCrimmon," the doctor protested. I grabbed hold of him in the dark and put a hand over his mouth. "There's something coming," I hissed at him. "Listen." All 3 of us fell silent, straining to hear. The noise was a kind of roaring, not an animal exactly, but something else, something large. It was getting louder, closer. "Is that the sea?" Victoria whispered. No sooner had she said it than water was rushing past us, splashing our legs. It was cold, sending shivers up under my kilt. "It's seawater," the doctor said. The tide must be coming in through an opening somewhere, a vent or a pipe. And this room is below the high tide mark. That's why there's sand all over the floor, I realized. "We have to get back to the TARDIS," the doctor said. "Quick!" We started running towards the TARDIS, but the water was already around our knees, slowing us down. Up ahead, the police box door slammed shut. "Why did it do that?" Victoria called out over the rushing water. "Safety protocol," the doctor said. "Stops the TARDIS being flooded." "Aye, and it leaves us out here to drown." "Quick, back to the door," the doctor said. "We have to get out of this room before it's too late. Hurry!" We turned back, struggling against the water that was now up to our waists. I grabbed Victoria's hand while the doctor splashed ahead. We found the door, but couldn't open it. "The weight of all this water is holding it shut," the doctor said. "Both of you, grab hold of the handle and pull, hard as you can." It was a desperate struggle, and the cold water was numbing our fingers. I braced a leg against the wall by the door and heaved backwards with all my might. Nothing happened at first, but then, finally, the door opened a crack. Water poured out through the gap, easing the pressure.